Transfer statement from Fabrizio Romano. Liverpool are investigating a deal to sign Brighton star Moises Caicedo, according to reliable transfer journalist Fabrizio Romano. Reds boss Jürgen Klopp is making new plans to upgrade his midfield options at Anfield as connections continue surrounding Borussia Dortmund star Jude Bellingham. The Premier League giants have pulled out of this year's title race early, and plans for next season are now in focus. The chance to be in the top four still remains, and new additions are on the agenda to bring the team into the race during the current transfer window. Bellingham is not, however, the only star midfielder likely to be transferred to Merseyside, given Caicedo is linked to a Liverpool transfer this month. Indeed, Liverpool is said to be investigating a deal to sign the Seagulls star alongside other top-flight rivals. However, it will take a big bid to convince Caicedo to sell his club mid-season. Famous transfer expert Romano said, "The three clubs are investigating the Caicedo deal after the new manager's announcement. As announced on Monday, Chelsea, Arsenal and Liverpool have been briefed on the situation. Brighton has no intention of selling it unless it gets a really big offer," he said. Caicedo has become a co-star for Brighton this season under both Graham Potter and Roberto De Zerbi. Roberto De Zerbi, who took over the team after Potter went to Chelsea, described him as a great player. The Ecuadorian player definitely stood out statistically on Amex. He served as the main defensive anchor in the midfield and averaged more tackles per 90 minutes than any Brighton player. Of every man in De Zerbi's six-league starting roster, only Alexis Mac Allister and Lewis Dunk averaged a better pass than the South American player. Along with his strength, Caicedo is a player who will bring calmness and composure to Klopp's midfield ranks. The 21-year-old is also physically fit for the ideal Liverpool midfielder. Journalist Ryan Taylor described Brighton's star as the perfect fit for them. "We just agree, as Thiago has a better difficulty per 90 minutes than Liverpool's squad. There is a lack of Klopp's role for Keita and Fabinho at Liverpool. The Guinean player has struggled with injuries since the beginning of the season and could not improve his form. Fabinho is underperforming this season. If Klopp can replace these two with Moises Caicedo, his chances of getting into the top four will definitely increase." Liverpool could make an interim move. Liverpool may move to have former Milan player Frank Kessie temporarily resolve their midfield issues. Everyone knows how much Liverpool have struggled this season, especially when it comes to midfield. Long-term options for Liverpool's midfielders seem to include signing young superstar Jude Bellingham as well as targeting rising stars like Moises Caicedo or Matheus Nunez. In the current market, there are not so many affordable, quality options. But one potential option that could be available is Barcelona's Frank Kessie, who has really struggled for match time under Xavi since his transfer from Milan in the summer. Kessie signed on for a free transfer from Milan after her contract was terminated in the summer. Barcelona's financial woes are well documented, but given the fact that Kessie has only started in the league twice this season, coupled with the fact that the club is willing to dump players to ease their salary bills, Ivory Coast may well be present. Given the lack of playing time and Barca's midfield options at hand, Liverpool are planning to push for a short-term loan until the end of the season. Also, if the lease is successful, a potential option clause is considered for the player in the summer. Sure, Arthur Melo's loan signing hasn't worked out to date, but although Kessie struggled for regular starts, she still managed to get over 700 minutes as a somewhat piecemeal player. He also has a solid record of injury and is ready to integrate into one side immediately. As a defensive midfielder, his strengths lie in his technical ability as well as his athletic abilities. Blocks rank high in terms of progressive passes received, non-penalty goal expectation and touches on the opponent's area. His heat map of the season he won the title at Milan last year was predominantly on the left side of midfield, which shows that he is a midfielder with great coverage. Adding presence and energy to Liverpool's midfield is crucial, and Kessie has shown that she is a player who can play both sides of the game with 6 goals on her way to the Serie A title. Liverpool spent their January budget on Cody Gakpo, meaning conditions will have to be tough to secure another player unless it's a loan or low-cost option. Of course, quality is everything to Klopp. But given that they sit 9th at the Premier League table and have major concerns in midfield, The move could easily benefit both sides and both clubs. If a short-term lease is accepted, it looks like a positive deal for both teams. Barcelona have Sergio Busquets, Pedri, Gavi and Frenkie de Jong in these central midfield positions, as well as Sergi Roberto can fill, and starting with Kessie only in less important cup games and only twice in the league, it's clear that Xavi can do without him until the summer. Given the crisis in Liverpool's midfield, Kessie could have a lot to add to the midfield. The fantastic player is preparing to sign a new contract at Liverpool. It is reported that Liverpool are preparing to reward Stefan Bajcetic with a new long-term contract after a series of impressive performances. Jürgen Klopp is reportedly eager to sign the midfielder's future at Anfield. According to the Daily Mail, the Merseyside club is working in the background to get the Spanish wonderkid a new deal. Bajcetic kicked off Liverpool's last 2 games and helped the Reds open back-to-back clean sheets. Jürgen Klopp is clearly a fan of the midfielder and is said to see him as a big part of the club's future. As a result, Bajcetic will reportedly have a new contract coming their way. Further details have not yet been revealed in terms of the fee structure or the length of the new deal. A Spanish youth international, Bajcetic has made 10 appearances for Liverpool in all competitions and the 18-year-old has scored in only his second Premier League match against Aston Villa. The Vigo-born talent is apparently ready to take the first team by storm as the next academy graduate. Described as extraordinary by Jamie Carragher, Bajcetic has been a huge boost to Liverpool's current midfield problems related to the lack of form of names like Thiago Alcantara and Fabinho. Jordan Henderson has also not been in full form since his return from the 2022 FIFA World Cup, and these problems paved the way for the Spanish star. Liverpool made good choices in recruiting academy players who made a name for themselves and made a name for themselves in the first team. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Curtis Jones are some of the obvious choices. And Bajcetic could be Klopp's regulars. Fans already love the midfielder's play style and how easily Bajcetic controls the tempo of the match. Signing a new contract with Liverpool will be as big a morale boost for fans as any major transfer on the market this January. Bajcetic has established himself as one of the most exciting young players in the Premier League after 3 appearances in Liverpool's midfield. While the midfield needs to be strengthened in the summer, the new contract to Bajcetic could put Klopp's hand at ease. Given how promising the youngster is, midfielder's signature could go missing in the summer. However, it is too early to talk about that. How long Bajcetic will take in the second half of the league and how they will perform will definitely have an impact on this situation.